So I wanted to make a video and I asked briefly for some questions and a couple people responded. Rue Geekboy Zane asked me to talk about our moose adventure and Mies. M Buffalo Tips asked me to talk about the different dynamics of Ronan Lynch with the other characters of the Raven Cycle, because I guess you hate me and or wish for my demise and or no, I'm just kidding, I love you. But I feel like I need an entire PowerPoint presentation to tackle that. Instead I have a singular post-it note. I don't even know how much good this is gonna do me. So that, and then someone asked what I did today. So let's start with the moose. So I don't even know how long ago it was. Time is a fickle beast at this point. Everything feels weird. And I don't even know how the conversation started. I don't know if I was just like contemplating Canada or what sparked the conversation, but for some reason I asked Rue about moose. I was like, as a Canadian, please explain what the fuck. You know, because we don't have them in our environment. They're almost like mystical to me. So I was like, I don't really understand. In some pictures they look bigger than like the fucking trees, and then some accounts are like, don't fuck with a moose, and like I don't understand. So Rue, he was like, just chill, there's a documentary on YouTube, we're gonna watch it. So I was like, okay. So it was like a 45-minute documentary on moose. I'm pretty sure the word great was in the title. And we just texted the entire time we were watching it. Basically, like, they're so they're such goobs, like they're so silly looking and they're so stupid and they're so marvelous, and they're Harry Styles, which was a beautiful moment. And also just like a really nice thing. I'd had like a bad day or an emotional day or something, so I was like in bed in 3 blankets crying about Mies to Rue, who was being great about it. It was very educational and awesome, and we should do it again, Rue. FYI, thanks. So yeah, on to the next topic of conversation with my post-it note, Ronan Lynch. Em made a good point the other day that I've been thinking about, that was like, Ronan kind of changes, and I know like every person changes depending on who they're with, but Ronan kind of changes to what the person needs that he's with. And so I was thinking about that, and I need to go back and reread the series with that specifically in mind, so that I can catalog, because I must catalog things. And so but I did think about it a good deal, and so let's go down my list. So Gansey, I think Gansey needs projects, and Gansey needs something to control. Not in an awful way, just like, you know, cause whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. So and I think that Ronan lends himself willingly to being this variable that Gansey can contain. So like Ronan presents himself as this very like fiery, uncontrollable substance or whatever, that every time Gansey can tame. And that's like, you know, Ronan knows that Gansey needs to feel like he's fixing something, or if Gansey needs to work through something, you know, he'll act out or whatever, so that Gansey can feel like he has solved something, I think, almost. And so, you know, that's the difference, like, in between going to Cabeswater and causing destruction, or going to get orange juice at Dollar General or whatever. So, I think that's interesting. So that's what I think goes on with them, is like Ronan lets himself be tamed for the mental health of Gansey. And then I think with Adam so obviously needs freedom, kind of, is what I think Ronan is to him, is like, because there's a couple, it's so much. There's a couple lines that I want to talk about. So there's the when Ronan observes that he knows what a face looks like, or a person looks like, just before they're about to shatter, and Adam Parrish has fracture lines all over him. Fuck my life. Fuck this couple. So I think that he gives Adam this space to not be fragile in, and to not be ashamed in, and even if the only emotion that he's provoking in Adam is anger, and even if they're just fighting, it gives Ronan provides a space for Adam to just like freely fucking express himself, which is great. Blue, I think the interesting thing that I want to see explored more is that Gansey observes, he remarks that it's a wonder or something that they don't get along better because they're so similar or something. And I think that's kind of true, is that even though I think that Ronan is more hostile, he gives, or maybe Blue, like neither of them really have like a match insofar as like fiery, you know, or confrontational, or like just like a specific fuck you mentality kind of in there. It's much more subtle for Blue in some ways than it is for Ronan, but they each give as good as they get, which I think makes them unique to each other, because no one really backtalks Ronan the way that Blue does, and no one really gives Blue shit the way that Ronan does. So I think it's like a fucking, yeah, whatever, y'all get it. So anyway, that's that. Noah, I think Ronan is just like a total, just like friend. He just like normalizes him. I think that with the other characters, the fact that, spoiler alert, the fact that Noah is dead is always on everyone's mind when he's with them. It's always such a presence, and Blue and Gansey and even I guess Adam are conscious of it in a way where they kind of skirt around the issue, or they treat the issue as like, how do we fix it? You know, Blue's like, do you want to, you know, should we lay you to rest or whatever, but Ronan just like, either he's ignoring the fact that Noah's dead, or he's completely embracing it and making a joke out of it, which sometimes when you're in like a shitty place, you just need someone to make light of it, and so not in a cruel way, but he's just like, you're dead, I threw you out the window, it was fucking fun, right? Like, you know, whatever. He just like provides these moments of relief for Noah. So like, and their relationship is so cute. It's honestly like one of my, if not, it may be my favorite friendship, because, you know, just the little things. So like throwing him out the window, and the murder squash song, and like and breaking, or not breaking, but like the snow globe scene in the Dollar General, and just like, I just feel like they're so laddie. They're just whatever. I feel like it's unique because Noah is the one out of the other, Noah is the one friend of Ronan's friend that he can take care of in some way. I feel like, you know, because we see some tendencies with Chainsaw, and we see some tendencies with Matthew, these like little thoughtless kindnesses that I think we sometimes see with Noah and Ronan. So I feel like it's like Noah's the one person that, because obviously Ronan takes care of Adam in subtle ways, but he has to like trick Adam, or like make it really subtle, or like, you know, just, it's not like straightforward, I'm taking care of you. And obviously it's not straightforward, I'm taking care of you with Noah either, but it's like, it's just someone that I think that he can feel like kind of protective of. And I know that God, I'm just talking myself in circles at this point, but I don't know. See, I told you my post-it note wouldn't help me at all. It didn't. It was not sufficient. Obviously I need to think about this more, but I feel like Ronan's not as hostile with Noah as with everyone else. Blah. And so, yeah, where was I going with that? I think that's everyone, right? Oh, Kavinsky, but I think Ronan's just a trophy to Kavinsky. Yeah. So, yeah, moving on. What I did today, well, I woke up super early to dial into a conference call. All of the, like, executives and chairs and co-chairs and presidents and whatever the fuck of my division are at their seasonal meeting, and we have to, like, dial into their council gathering to hear the updates and the goings-ons or whatever. So, it was boring but painless, and also, some higher up people are recognizing my work, which is kind of cool. It was just nice to hear that I'm doing a good job or whatever, and people are noticing, and that people at the top are noticing, and that's cool. So yeah, And then I got up, Kyle and I made breakfast, and then we took the bike out. The bike, I know you're not curious, but if you are, is a beautiful 2007 Harley Nightster with some mods. It's got a peanut tank, which I think was stupid and impractical, but it was not up to me, hashtag aesthetics. And it has window bars and built well orange grips, and he modded... The seat got mudded out too, but I can't remember the specs on it. So yeah, it's a pretty slick looking bike. We took it down Lakeshore Drive, which is always a fun drive, but then we hit some traffic, so we got off at LaSalle. We stopped by this bakery. I acquired some cannoli and macaroons, which were delicious, and then we rode back north all the way into Skokie, actually, to look. We were going to a specific bookstore. I didn't actually end up purchasing anything, but Kyle did, and then we rode back to home, and then we walked to a pie cafe for dinner, and then we walked back, and then we watched some episodes of the last season of Orange is the New Black, because I'm trying to rewatch this season before the new one comes out. And then they went to a show, and I just stayed in because I had gotten up early, and I kind of just needed like a detox recharge night for myself, so... no, it was good. It was a good Saturday. It was chill. I didn't do jack shit that I needed to. Like, we didn't grocery shop, and I didn't do laundry, and whatever the fuck. So, who cares? It was Saturday. I can do all that shit tomorrow. Yeah, so, yeah. That concludes the topics this evening, and, I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Sorry, I'm a fidgeting mess. Love you, and have a good weekend.